Thank you so much. Welcome to you all. We are glad to see you here, and then that's the honor for us to be here because of we are strictly follower the FITC festival last too many years. That was huge success. Thank you so much for the invitation. So I am founder of the Ouchhh and director and new media artist. All presentations starting to that sentences because of the that sentences exactly describing our vision. That's why we put that. So we are Ouchhh. We got the various awards such as ADC Award, German Design Award, Red Dot Design Award, International Design Award from Los Angeles, New York, Germany, and then we got the Asia Design Award, almost every continent. So we are award-winning creative new media agency that integrates art, science, and technology in every work we create. We strategically position ourselves as a new media agency. So our clients is so different. I mean, some of them, the museums, brands, festivals, companies, and governments. Traditional advertising and digital agencies don't provide the unique service that we provide. So our main office in Istanbul, we are 15. So boutique and we're so small, not too much. And then we have a partnership Berlin, Vienna, Los Angeles. And then now we will start to open to the new offices in Shanghai and Beijing. We created almost for 37, we created the public arts for 37 cities and countries, almost every continent. So I will talk about our last 10 years. It's been a 10 years challenge for Ouchhh. So I'm coming from Istanbul. I graduated to the Istanbul Bilgi University. By the way, that university is such a great university because of you can find too many new media artists from the Istanbul, exactly actually from this university. And then this is our sum of teachers, which is so important for me because of they teach me that vision. So that's why I am starting to. Isaac Newton says if I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. So one of our inspiration is he is Loren Madsen. The 1995, approximately 25 years ago, he created a kind of physical data sculpture using the world's data. Our inspiration, Natalie, she is so talented artist. She is using the natural data as a wind, oceans, or something like that, and then she created that art pieces, that data sculptures, approximately 13 years ago. So we learned too much things like that things when I was the university. Then after that. CERN invited us for the NICE project to the Sweden. As you know, the CERN, by the way, my favorite place, the world's biggest particle collider museum. At the same time, they are trying to understand the universe with experiential scientific techniques. So they invited us to a kind of art installation to the CERN. We used a kind of topographical data from each cities. It means that every time that piece changing according to cities, like that. So it is important for us to make you feel the feelings that one cannot feel in daily life. So our main inspiration comes from the physics, geology, science, geological environments, and nature. This inspiration shaped our design principles, actually. So we started to apply that knowledge to design across the disciplines, and then new media and canvases from the micro and macro to macro scale. Every feelings we want to experience created to our own style, and then every time we created our own keywords. For example, this one is the fluid architectural parts. Then after that, we became famous on the online, and then Google invited us for their machine learning project. That project is very interesting. Actually, they have a kind of AI algorithm. That algorithm that trying to understand your voice. And then we did that project in 10 days, by the way. Everything starting they sent the invitation to us. That was so honor for me because of the mail starting, we are a big fan of your work, and blah, blah. Then they sent their brief. They wanted a kind of data visualization, the animation for them, because they wanted to try to explain the whole algorithm process to their workers. But it's so complicated. So the algorithm split your voices or sounds to millions particles, and then that algorithm trying to understand to each particles like a sound, artificial sound. So we describing all that process with this animation. Then after that, we also did an award-winning piece in Hong Kong, the data sculpture we did in Hong Kong, got an honorable mention from University of Hong Kong. This piece was done the Guinness record breaking 77,000 square meter LED facade of the International Commerce Towers. It means the 9th tallest building in the world. So we used the nice open source data and combined it with the star map above the tower. Then we blended this data with the star map and the topographical data of the tower to create a data bridge between Earth and sky. So that's the real data from that. And after that, we were also invited to National Space Center, UK. Our entire collection of work was shown there. Every project starting to big question, like an academic question. So for this project, our question, what will happen if we could see the architectural consciousness? We are invited to File Electronic Language International Festival in Sao Paulo for our vertical light and sound installation. Will transform the facade of Sao Paulo, one of the most important architecture, which is the Fifth Flat building. We started this project with the idea that neuroscience and simultaneous movement of both eyes between two and more phases of fixation in the same direction algorithms. And we transformed the high-resolution LED screens into media canvas, which transformed it into living architecture. Can I get the sound a little bit? And then after that, we were invited to a unique festival in Paris called Altar Panam. They rented two huge warehouse for this festival. And then we built a kind of dome that we could view from its exterior. We covered the whole dome with the material like that. So the result was this art piece was inspired by the particle physics. So TEDx CERN loved this piece since it had a particle physics concept. They showed it at their event. By the way, this project got the same awards I mentioned before, such as Red Dot. This is one of our most shared video on the internet. Almost 70 million viewed this piece, and this project got invitations from a lot of festivals, from Tokyo, Melbourne, Texas. For example, this one is in
Australia
for the Melbourne version. that installation resizable. You can put interior or for exterior. This is 20-meter diameter. We put the middle of the city. It looks like coming from the outer space. That was the 6 minutes experience. And then the Art House invited us for the unique exhibition in the Washington, D.C. We called the Parallel Universe. Actually, in the beginning, I had too many concerns about the Washington, D.C. because of the Washington, D.C. as you know, so about the government. Everyone somehow working with government or something like that. So it's so narrative still. So I have too many concerns about if people cannot understand us or something like that, because of our art pieces generally so abstract, immersive experiences. There is no logo or there is no narrative voiceover or something like that. And then the long art pieces, but somehow it's dark and epic cinematic. And then the media art became the entire communion of art science, and then from its very beginning for us. But
if you're looking for something
it was
an
interesting
DC,
reaction coming from the Washington, D.C. We featured on newspapers.
So amazing and incredible.
And then that exhibition was getting the huge reaction. All that pictures actually coming from the social media, which is about our exhibition, ABC, NBC.
And don't forget to tag us in your.
So we really love to working with the data, using with the architectural experience. But what if we can put the AI or something like that? As you know, this is famous, published by Alan Turing. And Alan Turing asked the question, can machine think? So according to him, the machine can think. But and then after that, we asked another question, can machine listen or learn or create or dream? So after, I will show all that challenge about these questions. One of them, can machine listen? So yes, actually, for this project, is it possible to transform the world's biggest government building into an artificial intelligence installation? As you know, Bucharest, the Ceausescu building, the famous and biggest building in the world. So I want to talk about this installation. This is an architectural installation which we integrate AI. First of all, we did all 3D animations and we created the music. And then we trained the AI like an intern. We sent all that creation to Simon Fraser University. They trying to increase the one algorithm last 15 years. That algorithm understands your music and create the new music. For the 3 months, we fit to that algorithm as an intern. And after that, algorithm created this piece. We used the 104 projectors for this piece. This is teaser, the small, but all sound coming from the AI. This is just a small piece from that piece. The 2 minutes, actually, that was approximately 6 minutes. That was huge. And then every person, actually every pixel is a person. It was so crowded. Then we did the similar AI project for the Chicago building. We called the Harmonic Iowa, world's biggest AI jazz consciousness installation in the USA. You can experience for the 5 years next. And then we trained artificial intelligence with jazz music compositions, basically by using the AI algorithms. We created an AI jazz, which was meant to learn from a series of notes, harmonic sequence that is composed by famous Chicago jazz musicians. Then after that, we did the similar project for the Moscow Circle of Light Festival. It was actually the intersect architectural experience, the AI, and then all visuals coming from the coming from the AI sound creation. We really loved working with the AI. This project is so special for us. We made that project approximately 1.5 years ago. Paris, as you know, Paris has been the center of both artistic development and philosophy for centuries. The center of the traditional art. As you know, you can see the too many people front of the traditional museums like Louvre or something like that. And then all that lines actually for watching just one painting. So the Atelier des Lumières invited us for the new exhibition in the first digital museum in Paris. That place is huge, approximately 3,500 square meters in one hall. And then that brief is so basic. We want the wow, we want the world first, or we want the world's biggest thing, something like that. So we accepted the Atelier des Lumières invitation and then the unit traditional art in Paris with the new media and reinterpret an existing feeling in the city to redefine art with AI algorithms. Our purpose is to transform the everyday life cycle in public space into a poetic universe with more quality, livable, unpredictable realities, creating experiences that combine AI and artistic interaction. So that's why when you first enter the area, you can experience the cult name of the Klimt. As you know, Klimt, the cult name of the traditional arts. So you can experience the brush paints, and then you can hang around the inside of that paints in that architectural space. So we are using the data actually as a paint algorithm, as a brush. After the 15 minutes, we collected huge data from the famous scientists' book like Einstein and Hawking. Can you imagine a kind of digital library? That library, approximately 20 million lines, just one PDF file. And then that book's about physics, light, and space, which is we're trying to augment that keywords. Our AI algorithm, by the way, we write to that code in Python, reading to 30 times that 20 million lines book. Then after that, becoming to a kind of scientific consciousness, and then starting to writing the own book. We took all that AI output for the epic cinematic immersive experience. So this is literally world's biggest AI exhibition in Paris. We used the 146 projectors, and then the output 50 key pixel. Extraordinary exhibition, which is the world's biggest AI exhibition, using by 146 projectors in one hall with 50 key pixel. The futuristic exhibition that reflects poetic journey of AI, in which the couple of works together with 57 people is presented to art lovers in Paris. By using machine learning and AI algorithms, we wondered about the poetic breakdown of AI, and then the theories that it might create. From theories, articles, and books, we have created about millions of lines of light, physics, and space and time. And then all that graphics coming from the AI. Can I get sound? So you cannot read all that AI creation because of that was so epic and cinematic experience. But that's why we created the book version of that AI. For example, this sentence is coming from the AI. It's so meaningful. Actually, I didn't expect that. I mean, I expected too many the abstract words or something like that, but it's not like that. It's really in the meaningful sentences, and then we really be careful choosing that books. Some that books about the quantum physics, but some of them about the sort of technical physics books. So it's so inspirational database for the AI. This is a famous chart for the explanation behind that creation. Now you can see all that creative process in one page. The left-hand top side, this is RNN Tensor Flow part. Now you can see the AI reading that 20 million lines. Then after that, rendering the new sentences. And in real time, all that sentences going to our animation structure. After that, going to the projectors and walls and floors. Another famous AI algorithm, TC algorithm, in the processing. That algorithm trying to making meaningful connection in 20 million lines. All that particles refer to the one AI burst outputs. So that's the explanation. When we train to that AI with TC algorithm, that machine learning algorithm trying making the meaningful connection between the 20 million lines, and then gave us a kind of the consciousness. But that consciousness made by the 3D cloud data. We took all that 3D cloud data and then covering a kind of the mesh, and then we put the real human brain surface on the mesh, so you can experience in one canvas virtual and organic brain in this video, and then movable. That were our recurrent neural network. That's the book version, so you can read all that AI creation. By the way, we will publish in PDF version in our website. You can download. After that, we became to the famous in the Paris. It looks like a hacking to all that city. We featured on newspapers, and then now we're starting to new areas around the world like Shanghai, Beijing, Abu Dhabi, and London. We will exhibit the similar pieces around the world. That was huge success. The 1 million people experience by ticket in 9 months, which is the huge business. All capital come back in 4 months. TEDxCERN invited us to exhibit a similar piece in the Sweden. So art and technology will be paired by bold and more ambitious immersive experience in the near future. After this famous project, Nanjing government, the Chinese government invited us for the hybrid public art. We called the Data Gate project. Nanjing has turned out to be China's creative soul and will become center of the art and technology. So we want to make Zhangbei New District the heart of the art, science, and technology. They built a kind of digital district in the Nanjing. Looks like a new Silicon Valley in the China. By the way, Nanjing, the oldest city in the China. Microsoft and Google will open the new offices in that new Silicon Valley in China. They brief is so basic. They wanted to a kind of iconic landmark They don't want to do a kind of parametric, static public architectural public art in that district. They wanted to put a kind of digital art pieces, and then it's supposed to be living structure or something like that. So for this project, we offered using the NASA Kepler dataset for them. Why we are using the Kepler? Because of the Kepler has a meaningful mission about find the new exoplanets for humanities. That was so epic aim for us. But when we downloaded all that 9 years data from the NASA exoplanet archive, we couldn't understand because of that data for the astrophysicist. It was so complicated. We couldn't understand anything about that data. So we decided to collaborate with the Dame Gelino. She is living in California. She's from the NASA.
Kind of like the wind. You can't see it.
Actually, she is director of exactly that data, which is the perfect person for working collaboration. But you know, this is infinite possibilities, the working collaboration with real scientists, between the real scientists and the art studio for hybrid public art. Dame Gelino is an astrophysicist for NASA. We're trying to mix into two disciplines in that place. But we are using that data for the art. We are not a data visualization studio. We are not trying to find the scientific conclusion or something like that. We're trying to pushing the boundaries using the machine learning and AI algorithms. So every time we believe that's a vision, design your complex hybrid structure for creation process. When we get to that data, we always changing the data, transforming to another dimension or something like that. So that piece, this one, this is 12 meter high and 15 ton heavy, 360 experience. And then every visual is coming from the AI. For example, now we are seeing the 500,000 stars coming from the Kepler telescope with AI. Actually, this is more than one video. We created approximately 35-40 minutes around content for this art piece. So that's the explanation, another famous fun chart for the behind the creation. The planet was discovered in data from NASA Kepler Space Telescope for 10 years. By the way, every day, 50 terabyte data has recorded by the Kepler telescope. The data gate installation consists of 3 parts: form, light, and space. Light is the first artwork based upon idea of utilization of machine learning. When we downloaded all that data from the website, we used our AI algorithm for the classifications, and we created imaginary new planets. And then after that, we used the V4 and Houdini softwares for create the different type of data sculptures. This is the machine dreaming part. We used the Starlight data for machine dreaming, and then all that particle coming from that machine dreaming. By taking this concept one step further, Ouchhh aims for this artwork to be considered as a gate between our planet and then other habitable planets. That's the different type of data sculpture series using that data source. Ouchhh visualized and stylized the finding of these neural networks for identifying exoplanets. The resultant work invited visitors to plunge into the fascinating world of space discovery. The installation offers a poetic sensory experience and became a monument of mankind, complete with curiosity and profound need for exploration. China's government say that this project it looks like so academic project, so they invited us to make a lecture in Tsinghua University, which is that university like MIT in China. As you know, in China, 1.4 billion people living there, and then that university is so success. You can see too many bright brains, and then so nice university. So we made a kind of documentary for them, the 15 minutes, that documentary about behind the creation. We explained the whole process, and then we explained to our algorithms, and we shared our whole creation process with them. This is the architectural part. We wanted to be a kind of, looks like impossible structure. That's why we designed that LED cube, but that cube is standalone on the one edge. We designed a kind of infinity pool under that cube. And then that water flow going to cube. Cube looks like a source of the light. That's the construction process. We designed a metal structure inside of that LED architectural installation. That metal going underground, 10 meters underground, by the way. And then final result, that. So this is permanent project. You can experience next 10 years. In our works, the integration of science and technology in our art should first serve the feelings of the audience. Inspiration coming where? So as everyone, we really love the science fiction movies and then the novels, books. So this movie exactly describing our vision for our data transformation. This is Contact movie, director of Robert Zemeckis. So they found a kind of sound data from the space, but they couldn't understand what is that. Actually, that data looks like the visual data. In that visual data, hiding to some noises. If that noises transform into like a terrain, and then cutting to that terrain, you can find the engineered drawings. So that data flow and that data journey is very similar to our journey. That data always changing, transforming to another medium or dimension. And then we are putting the secret messages inside of our arts. Oh man, last 10 minutes. So definitely design your complex hybrid structure for creation process. We lived the similar things in China.
艺术展在南京江北新区中央商务区扬子江新金融创意街区开幕。此次艺术展是首次在亚洲地区亮相。
When we put our trailer on the social media, in 12 hours, the Kepler scientist connected with us. This is really power of the social media. Actually, you cannot get the reply to your mail in 12 hours. That scientist is really rock stars. You know, you cannot reach them easily like that. We created the website. By the way, that website online you can enter the datagate.space. This is the second part of that creation. You can put your photo and message, and then we will send the space from that art piece. When we opened that website, too many hundred people, they are putting their photos and messages. I collected one of them. So audience becoming part of that public art. Too many people asking to can you make a kind of interactive art pieces or something like that? We believe the interactive thing is supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be meaningful. I think it's more than the toyable art pieces. So this is another scientific project in Austria for Ars Electronica Festival. We call it the superstring. As you know, superstring, a kind of scientific theory. That theory about all universe, the all universe made by the resonance, like a music. So this is a meaningful connection between the universe and music. We use the AAG data. This is a real-time generative installation performance of electrical activity in the musician's brain. We put a kind of device head of the musician, and then people can experience musician feelings when he playing. That was the real time. That's the data journey. At a concert, we visualize the changes in the brainwave activities in the real time. We transform the data, alpha, beta, and gamma brainwaves into real-time concert experience that is wrapped around by generating the data about the emotion, focus, attention, and then neural mechanism with the AAG. And then we use the V4 Houdini for the different type of data brain sculptures. So what if matter is nothing but notes coming out of the vibration strings? According to superstring theory, as I told you, as matter in the world is made up of one thing, vibration in infinitesimal strings. Can we get the sound? Now this is the last one. You can see this piece in Mori Museum in Tokyo, and then last week I was in Barcelona for this piece. for this project, what will be happen if the consciousness of the world's all these ancient origins data and AI came together for hybrid architectural public art? This is totally new discovery coming from my country, Anatolia. The Göbekli Tepe is this new discovering. This is oldest place in the world, 7,000 years older than the UK Stone Age, by the way. All that history will change now. This is the German scientists discovering in the Anatolia. So we collected that data from the Göbekli Tepe. The 3 billion pixel training with AI, and then this is the data source part, and this is the machine dreaming part, generative adversarial networks. We use the GAN algorithm. Ouchhh have created data monolith using the word all this data by using generative adversarial network. We created a kind of new data monolith which means to learn from the Göbekli Tepe. We used that machine dreaming for create a different type of data sculptures, and we put the giant LED screen in the middle of the nowhere. This is another 3D60 experience. That's the art. We put in the Las Vegas for the festival, in the weekend, almost 500,000 people experience. This is 26-meter high version. And then my presentation finished because of the time. Thank you so much.